1. Justice is the first virtue of social institutions, as truth is of systems of thought. 2. The principles of justice are chosen behind a veil of ignorance. 3. Injustice is tolerable only when it is necessary to avoid a greater injustice. 4. A just society is a society that if you knew everything about it, you would be willing to enter it in a random position. 5. Justice denies that the loss of freedom for some is made right by a greater good shared by others. 6. The natural distribution is neither just nor unjust, nor is it unjust that persons are born into society at some particular position. These are simply natural facts. What is just or unjust is the way institutions deal with these facts. 7. Fairness is the foundation of our moral judgments. 8. The role of justice is to assign rights and duties and to define the appropriate division of social advantages. 9. Each person possesses an inviolability founded on justice that even the welfare of society as a whole cannot override. 10. The liberties of equal citizenship must be the same for all. 11. The equal basic liberties include political liberty, freedom of speech and assembly, liberty of conscience and thought, freedom of the person, and the right to hold personal property. 12. A society is well ordered when it is designed to advance the good of its members and is effectively regulated by a public conception of justice. 13. The difference principle represents, in effect, an agreement to regard the distribution of natural talents as a common asset. 14. The social order is not an exchange of advantages, but a common venture for mutual benefit. 15. No one deserves his greater natural capacity nor merits a more favorable starting place in society. 16. The veil of ignorance ensures that no one is advantaged or disadvantaged in the choice of principles by the outcome of natural chance or the contingency of social circumstances. 17. In the original position, the parties are not allowed to know the social positions or the particular comprehensive doctrines of the persons they represent. 18. The original position is a fair and impartial point of view that is adopted for the purposes of justice. 19. The idea of the original position is to set up a fair procedure so that any principles agreed to will be just. 20. The veil of ignorance makes possible a unanimous choice of a particular conception of justice. 21. The liberties of democracy are not safe if the people tolerate the growth of private power to a point where it becomes stronger than the democratic state itself. 22. A democratic society must ensure that the basic needs of all are met so that they can participate as equals in political life. 23. The well-ordered society is one in which everyone accepts, and knows that others accept, the same principles of justice. 24. Citizens are free and equal persons in a society characterized by fair cooperation. 25. The stability of a just society depends on the sense of justice of its members. 26. The right is prior to the good. 27. A moral person is a subject with ends he has chosen, and his fundamental preference is for conditions that enable him to frame a mode of life that expresses his nature as a free and equal rational being. 28. The sense of justice is continuous with the love of mankind. 29. The concept of justice is independent from and prior to the concept of utility. 30. Moral philosophy must be free to use contingent assumptions and general facts as it pleases. 31. Utilitarianism does not take seriously the distinction between persons. 32. The striking feature of the utilitarian view of justice is that it does not matter how the sum of satisfactions is distributed among individuals. 33. Justice as fairness rejects the idea of sacrificing the rights of some for the greater good of others. 34. The utilitarian's principle of maximizing happiness is not a principle of justice. 35. The utilitarian's mistake is to treat society as a single person. 36. The legal order must regulate justly the claims of individuals and groups. 37. Laws and institutions must work to correct the arbitrary effects of natural and social contingencies. 38. The Constitution must ensure the fair value of political liberties for all citizens. 39. The rule of law implies the precept that similar cases be treated similarly. 40. Legal institutions must embody the principles of justice. 41. Social and economic inequalities are to be arranged so that they are both a. Reasonably expected to be to everyone's advantage, and b. Attached to positions and offices open to all. 42. The difference principle transforms the aims of society so that institutions no longer favor the fortunate. 43. No one should benefit from undeserved advantages in the social system. 44. The basic structure is the primary subject of justice because its effects are so profound and present from the start. 45. The least advantaged are to be made as well off as possible. 46. The sense of justice is a necessary part of human sociability. 47. Rational individuals behind the veil of ignorance would choose principles of justice that are fair to all. 48. A society is just only if its institutions are designed to benefit the least well off. 49. The ideal of a just society is one that reconciles liberty and equality. 50. Justice as fairness is a theory of justice that generalizes and carries to a higher level of abstraction the familiar theory of the social contract.